Well, hey y'all. Sorry, caught us a little off guard.
Hello.
How is everyone doing? I'm changing my views here a little bit. This is the first time we have rolled out our live Farm and Ranch EXP Texas, our YouTube channel. We're very excited to have a new channel on that, specifically for Farm and Ranch. So I'm very excited. If you don't know me, my name is Lindsey Hollin. I am the designated managing broker, one of 9 for the state of Texas. EXP Texas has 9,000 agents. We have about 500 right now that are having designations in Farm and Ranch. So we're super excited. But to tell you a little bit about one of those agents and how I got rolled into being here, we're going to give a little chance for Jimmy to introduce himself and his amazing team that he has here at EXP. Thanks for coming and having me.
Oh my gosh, we're doing this. We're obviously doing this. Hey y'all. This is Jimmy Temple. I'm with Ranch Texas, a new exciting team with the XP Farm and Ranch. Actually here because for the last 30 years I've been in the horse trailer business, and that really cool brand behind you, Rodeo Rigs, is where we're at, why I'm here, and how I sucked this young lady in.
Yeah, thank goodness. I love it when I get a complimentary booth to sit in and visit and maybe steal some of their beverages.
We'll talk about the complimentary later.
Okay. So, we're very excited. EXP is expanding, as most of you know. And for those that are listening that are not EXP agents, EXP has a lot to offer. They just rolled out commercials, killing it. They just rolled out luxury. I moved my Farm and Ranch team over, Texas Rural Land Sales Group, last year. And then I was asked to join staff to develop the EXP Farm and Ranch division. So little did y'all know, it is coming, and it's coming quick. Because amazing men like you, Jimmy.
Key and amazing, right?
Yeah. So we wanted to just reach out to you today and start out with a bang. Obviously, NFR, National Finals Rodeo. If you've never been, NFR is an amazing. I don't even know where to start. It's a National Finals Rodeo is an event. It has to do with all things cowboy, rodeo, the industry, Western trade products. We're going to go into vendors and tools of the trade, and this is my man, this is my expert. I come from the hunting world. I'm in the farm and ranch and gun industry. Those are the ranches I specialize in, and those are the people I network in. But this is another industry in our farming division. So you're talking about cattle ranches, horse ranches. The rodeo industry is a sport.
Absolutely.
It's huge. And let's not talk about
it's bigger every year. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and let's not talk about, the TV series with the big Y that just made this.
That might have a little impact.
Just a little bit to do with it.
Just a little.
So, guys, let's talk a little bit about Farm and Ranch. Several of you may be out there familiar with residential real estate sales. Obviously, there's a shifting market in residential. Farm and Ranch and land does not follow the same trends as residential real estate. And here's why. These sales and this lifestyle is a legacy. This is long term. Also, the majority of the clients that are in this industry, if you're buying a $5 million ranch, the amount of money that you have in the bank, you've had it for a while. So they're not following trends that are changing 3, 4, 5 months or even a year. This is an investment opportunity. It's lifelong. And obviously you can probably tap into more of that. You see legacy ranches. You see ranches for sale, like obviously the 4-6s you guys have seen on TV. That was in a family for a very, very long time. And there was a heritage ranch. Someone passed away, and then it was sold.
The Matador.
That's what's happened
in
Absolutely.
Montana. $200 million sale. It's the largest ranch sale in the state of Montana, and I'm honestly probably next to the 4-6s.
The 4-6s,
and then Dean.
And Dean.
4-6s, I think, was over 200.
And Dean right? And Dean right now is 100 million. However,
anyway, big money.
Yeah,
big money. That's what's in this industry. It blows me away. I've been in this industry all my life. I've been in this industry, like I said, for 30 years. And to come to National Finals Rodeo, you see everybody that's Western is here. And if you haven't, it's bucket list stuff, guys. You got to experience it. There's nothing else like it, and there's not a bigger audience for you and I.
Oh no.
And anybody that works in this industry, there's not a bigger audience. The networking that goes on here is freaking off the charts, absolutely off the charts. So I mean, look at, I got you down here, right? I mean,
Yes.
how much freaking fun have we had in the
We've
last
had a great
48
time.
hours?
Oh,
geez.
yesterday, I met a client just because a funny situation, wants to buy a ranch down in Canyon Lake. And I have an agent on my team that's right there, moving from Hawaii to Texas.
So I'm talking about.
Buy a little ranch. So let's just tap into that, because you're an expert at this marketing. Even in in real estate, it doesn't matter what you're selling, but in real estate, it's what we call your sphere of influence, right? So where do you tap into your sphere of influence? And this man, we were talking about it. I do it at my hunting shows, and this is a great scenario for that. So we talked a little bit about just the power of networking and coming to these trade shows and being involved with multiple vendors.
Well, number one, just going to these trade shows. And like I said, I'm going to say 30 years, a lot through this, not to bore you guys, but that's what I've done. And I've done these trade shows for 30 years, and there's not a bigger network. That's the power of marketing is these trade shows, a lot of it, and the people you meet. So I'm a big guy. I'm big on going out after you work all day, then you go out after, just for the mere fact that the networking part, the marketing part afterwards that you meet is as powerful as what goes on within the trade.
Absolutely.
Show.
You're socializing.
It's the freaking people.
It's
the people.
Socializing, meeting
Absolutely.
people from all over the world. And then just to tap into how do you tap into this style of networking? So I have hunting shows, rodeo outdoor shows.
It's the same people.
Yeah.
Just different aspects.
So you can show up just a regular ticket holder, mix and mingle, have fun. Some of our partners, for example, when I go to some of the hunting shows, some of our land lenders will have booths, and I'll sit in those booths and mix and mingle and meet people, and I'll obviously introduce them to clients and things like that.
Absolutely.
Partnering with vendors is huge, and they always love to have another body on the floor helping them sell something or talk to somebody.
And you do like to talk. That's a huge compliment.
Pot and kettle, man.
Huge
Kettle.
Huge compliment.
I don't know how we're going to make it out of Vegas live with this one. But, agents out there listening, a sphere of influence, a face-to-face marketing, networking. That is, man, if somebody sees your face and you can light them up and make them laugh, I mean, you've got them as a client for life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the reason I've stayed in this industry, not just because that's where I was born and raised and that's what I love to do. It's the people. That's what it is for me. And I know, being around you a little bit, it is for you. That's it. The people in this industry are above, and I mean, there isn't anything like them. And when you form those relationships, like one of the reasons I got my license and are now doing Ranch Texas is because it's the same people, the same people I've sold and helped in the horse trailer industry for 30 years. They're buying ranches, they're buying land, they're buying farms. I mean, it's the same network.
And if they're not, they got an uncle, a brother, a sister that's
absolutely
that's doing
wants to, right?
I tell them you never waste a connection, because they all know somebody that wants to buy a ranch in Texas, and if they remember you and your name, and they remember the great jacket that you wore at the event, it
is kind of obnoxious.
I always say, be a unicorn, be memorable, because if you look like everybody else, you're not going to stick out. You're not going to be that number one choice when they're trying to find an agent.
You stole my be memorable. I have lived by that my whole life, and I didn't. You just stole it.
I call it be a unicorn.
Well, you take that.
I'm the unicorn. Deal. So
we're good.
Speaking of those types of clients, do me a favor, just dive into a little bit about the clientele that owns these types of ranches from the rodeo industry. Kind of explain, areas, regions, what they're looking for. I mean, I can talk about hunting ranches all day, every day, water features, nice lodge, shooting ranges, all the animals, all the resources for the animals. But, this particular type of livestock and lifestyle, that's a different type of ranch, and it's a different type of client.
Absolutely.
So can you tell us a little bit about your clients in this industry?
Absolutely. So our largest client, the people that we take care of, service, sell to, are junior rodeo, high school rodeo families, as well as the pro level. I I could take a half hour and tell you about all the pros that are on our rodeo race pro team. But those families, they start out with Little Britches rodeo, then you go to junior rodeo, then they go to high school rodeo. And those people keep rodeo rigs in business. They keep this industry in business. That's who is really taking care of the NFR. Those people right there. And it has grown into a corporate scenario. I mean, you've got companies like Teton Ridge that is now a corporate sponsor of the NFR. I mean, so it started with little guys, and it's gone all the way up to corporate America.
So let me just break down. Let's break down the NFR. So it's National Finals Rodeo. So in the grand scheme of this massive competition,
Yep.
you have individuals from all over the world, from
Yes.
junior level
Mm-hmm.
on up. Can you break that down for everybody?
Yeah.
You know, we got 45
Right
minutes to fill up, and I know that you can do that for me. So I do want to get an outline.
I am sitting next to you, Lindsay. Anyway, so upstairs at the convention center, you've got the Junior World Finals. Okay, so that's the little guys. Okay, then you graduate into why we're here, and that's the pros. And the NFR, the National Finals Rodeo, is full of professional rodeo cowboys and cowgirls. And at that level, the money that has been added, that is spent on horse trailers, that is spent on saddles, trucks, it's mind blowing. And what you need to go down the road for these families to go down the road, it'll blow your mind. Every year it blows my mind, because the growth in this industry is just this is a niche industry, and it's nothing like anything else. Even your hunting and fishing
Absolutely.
industry.
I'm sitting here going like, I have enough business in just the farm and ranch niche of the hunting farm and ranch niche.
Right.
And then when you start getting into what someone, the arena, the type of sand in the arena, the type of stalls you have to have, your wash barns. I was blessed enough to get a listing in Kerrville where I really got to tap into, the improved grasses. I mean, it just goes on and on to have an operation just on the rodeo aspect of it, not even on the cattle, not even on the cattle side
we're
of
just
it.
talking rodeo. Yeah, we're not even talking about livestock, because the livestock that has to be thrown into this, the horses they're up there. I mean, you're spending $100,000 plus on a good barrel horse, on a good rope horse, on a good cutting horse. It's truly unbelievable.
Yeah.
And every year I shake my head, because I think, how can we keep going with all this, right? But we do. And it's because of good people, good families that endure the Western lifestyle. And thank God they keep doing it, because this Western lifestyle is what it's all about.
And you know what? You're talking about the lifestyle. This goes back to history and heritage.
Absolutely.
You're the expert here. I can tap in. I grew up in a very rural community with Brangus, Angus, Brahma. Shout out Okeechobee, Florida over here. So, day working, being out at the ranch was huge. But
you day worked? I didn't know that. You did day work?
No, I didn't day work. I may have had a beverage with some day workers when they were done. But no.
I thought we were going to be able to chat here. Never mind.
This is why I was afraid to do this with him. So let's talk a little bit about, because I have to remind myself that not everybody that's watching understands even where rodeo came from. So basically, and I need you to chime in here because I'm going to do a light overview. In my mind, the way I saw it was rodeo was a way to have like the fun games of the fundamentals that you actually use on the ranch.
That's exactly right. And I mean, you're going back into the 1800s, and rodeo came from, if you just called it day working. I mean, these cowboys, that's what they did every day of their life. They punched cows every day, and it turned into competition, right? What cowboy can outdo the other one, right? And that's how it played out. But this goes back. You're right. There is more history in rodeo. There is more history in the cattle business. There's more history in what we do in the Western lifestyle than anything else. I mean, I know this.
And it's really neat because you're looking at heritage, but then you're also looking at a sport with it too. So, and that just adds to the dynamic of when we have clients that come and they have all the, hey, we need to diversify. We need to have this amazing arena. We need to have all these extra things. And so kind of explaining the rodeo industry and the great American people, it comes from American
and
history.
Hard work.
Mm-hmm.
Hard work. Hardest working people in the world are cowboys, are cattlemen, are people in our industry. They are, because that's every day of their life, 7 days a week. That's what they do.
Well, and to do that, they're going to need some tools. So we were blessed enough. Jimmy has had a long time relationship with Rodeo Rigs. And so we're going to have a little timeout session, give you a little overview of these products, and just kind of, I don't even know how to explain it. It's a horse trailer. It's an RV. It's, it's got a kitchen. It's the nicest thing I've ever seen. Did you want to get your buddy to talk and come over?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that done. So
I know we're a little busy.
I've already tried, and we're in a booth setting. We're doing business, guys. So for me to come in and take some time out, number one, I wanted to do it, and this lovely lady asked me to do it, and I would do it. So. But we are in a selling situation. So the owner of Rodeo Rigs is over there selling his butt off. So anyway, on that note, I want to tell you about this company, because we talk about niche. It is a one, and nobody else does it like Rodeo Rigs does. And the fact that we're the only trailer dealership that is in the middle, 13,000 acres in eastern Montana. And when I say you can't get there by helicopter, you can't get there by helicopter. This is done off a working ranch, and it's none other than anything else. And it's pretty cool. And he's done it for 20 years. That logo has been successful for 20 years.
I've seen it running down the road, and it doesn't even matter what state I'm in. And speaking of these vendors being in Montana, we're talking about this industry is worldwide. So when it comes to real estate and clientele, understanding the value of referrals, and the great part about EXP and why more and more farm and ranch groups are coming to EXP is because we have a massive network all over the world. We have, I think it's 86,000 agents right now. Last count. And we are a worldwide global brokerage. I actually just got a call from James Bigley. He was an amazing agent at KW who gave me a call, and through one of his sponsors out there said, hey, got a big guy out here. The reason he is considering EXP is he has a potentially $1 billion ranch in a foreign country, and he wasn't able to find a referral partner to handle it in the other country. Number one reason he's coming over to EXP is because of our massive referral partnership. So listen, you working with a client, you may not, because we're connected, because our company and our brokerages are all connected, you can hand your clients and refer them, get that commission, and get them to the expert in the resource in that country, in that other state. Being from South Florida, I've had people say, hey, listen, I have a client selling their ranch in Florida and we're coming to Texas. Let's get that deal done. Let's get those clients satisfied. And you know what? Get that referral income.
Collaboration is off the charts.
Yes.
You want to talk about EXP. You're talking to a guy who was looking on the outside, or from the outside looking in, for 5 years, because my wife is an absolute rock star in EXP. But I looked at this company and I'm like, I've never seen anything like it. And I'd go to these events, Cabo and Vegas and Dallas, and I'd hang around these people, and I'm not kidding you. I'd leave, and I couldn't wait to go back again. These are seriously some of the best freaking people I've ever been on.
You're talking about like Brent Gove's events and all.
Yeah, Brent Gove and Gene Frederick, and I'm not kidding you. You know what? If you're in real estate, I don't know why in the hell you are not looking at EXP, because I'm telling you what, there is nothing like it. And you know what they always say? If they ain't coming now, they're coming eventually.
Yeah.
If you got half a brain, because I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. And if you love helping people and changing people's freaking lives, this company is like none other.
And none other. Let's tap into that a little bit. Obviously, this company is a brand new company. You're talking about very, very young in the grand scheme of real estate businesses that have been around for 50, 60, 70 years. And a lot of the comments I get from some of the farm and ranch groups is just like, oh, you're a cloud-based brokerage, you're a residential company. And well, we're always a growing company. This company is these higher ups, Glenn Sanford, Jason Genius.
Glenn, he's a genius.
They're not going to roll something out until it's ready. So we've been working on this for a long time. And because when we roll it out to farm and ranch brokers and independent agents,
that's going to be freaking
the partnerships and collaborations. Right now, we actually just solidified a partnership with Land Broker MLS, and that's a global MLS for selling land and all types of land, farm, ranch, vineyards, commercial development. So that, and it's owned by the real estate agents, just like EXP. Mm-hmm. So we have ultimate control. And that's a whole
agent owned.
That's a whole other dog and pony show we won't go into. And I'm working with MapRight. If you're a farm and ranch agent,
gotta have it.
That is one of our basic tools. You want to talk about just the time it takes to do some
it is pretty cool
overview development, cool. Preview a ranch before you put boots on the ground, and kind of get the layout literally of the land.
Your client thinks you're pretty cool. When
you it makes you look good when you know your tools.
I've seen that.
So like I said, guys, hang in there with us. Texas, obviously, I took a huge risk. There wasn't a farm and ranch division here. There wasn't even
she's killing
a word of it. And I said, you know what? I said the company. You can't unsee the numbers. Mm-mm. You can't unsee
unless you're blind.
The opportunity.
I mean, seriously. Really, it's that black and white, guys. It's black and white. If you don't like freaking people and want to help people, and you don't like money, and you don't like the cool things and nice things in life, then don't go to EXP, because you're going to get all of it.
Yeah,
you're going to freaking live pretty good.
Well, and like I said, they are so successful because they were very calculated. EXP takes their time, hires all the right folks, puts these plans in motion, do beta testing. They don't just roll it out and say, okay, we have growing pains, we'll fix it later. We don't even have a farm and ranch division, and they've allowed several of these farm and ranch groups to put together what the ideal situation and rollout will be. So we're very excited.
You've done a phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. And I'm not just sitting. You really have. This lady is why I'm sitting here. So she's legit.
You can thank me when we roll out the company. And all of our good friends that even have booths here selling ranches are joining our team.
Come to NFR with a booth. Let's get a booth.
Well, it's there. I was talking about there's some people here.
You're already probably hit me on that. Yep, forget it. Never mind.
But in short, when it comes to like the rollout and the next steps, this company does it right. And doing it right takes planning and time and the right collaborations and the right partnerships. So like I said, getting, the next step is we did Land Broker MLS, and that is going to be insane. Our rollout with that, they have been so gracious, and they're so excited to be partnered with us as a cloud-based brokerage. And then MapRight, I've had the owner on the phone. I was fortunate enough to meet him a long time ago when he first got started. So I've been chewing him down with my negotiating skills on the benefits EXP agents are going to get when they partner up with us. Because also the buying power. Look at the tools that we have just in basic EXP, SkySlope, KV Core, DigiSign. You pay so much a month, and you get RevShare. I was just talking about the techie tools.
RevShare is the coolest. Holy cow! That's your retirement.
Yeah, it is.
That's your retirement. It is unbelievable. Once again, the freaking things people are doing with RevShare, bringing on new agents. Which, once again, y'all are coming. You might as well just face it. You're coming at some point, and you're gonna have retirement money, mailbox money, whatever you want to call it, for the rest of your freaking life. I don't know.
Like you said, you can't unsee it. You can't unsee it. Once you see the benefits,
unless you're blind,
you can't unsee it. And it's all a dream that real people had to help others.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
And
Glenn Sanford.
Yeah. When we'll get him on here, we're going to interview a handful of those. as well, so we can share the message and share the love.
That'd be cool.
I do want to say, speaking of our global presence, if you are out there, I see there's several of you watching. Hey, Stacy, great to see you.
Hey.
So we got people from Austin, LBJ. Put us in the chat, message me, and let us know. We can actually see your comments live and let us know where you're calling from. So like I said, very, very excited about what's going to come, our future here, laying the groundwork and the foundation.
It's way exciting.
For knocking it out of the park.
Way exciting.
I'm trying
so many opportunities.
Absolutely.
I mean, unbelievable opportunities. And we're in the greatest state. We're in the greatest country. The country of Texas. Right? We are, though.
I didn't know if I was going to make it through this one.
I got you.
I know. You're pretty and you know what? Speaking of this is your first podcast.
Yes, it is. It is. Very number one.
Very number one. And
so there's probably some of you that are like, make sure it's your last.
No, well, the reason I bring that up is Jimmy had approached me. He goes, I think I want to do a podcast.
Oh, here it is.
Would you
You're
be
gonna
on
really
it?
lay it out now?
Yeah, would you be on
really
it? And I was like, absolutely. And our designated managing broker, Tony King, started doing Wednesday Wisdom. And if you haven't seen that, subscribe to our YouTube channel on Wednesday. Tony has an amazing story, but the speakers, the guest speakers he gets.
I've heard.
Yeah, Gene Frederick, Elizabeth Riley. And I mean, they're sharing
power hitters.
They're sharing all their secrets on how they, it's that family tree. It's the giving tree, helping others to be successful, giving back because
they do. I mean, they give their heart and soul. And I mean, it's going back to these events that we go to that EXP holds. It'll at times make you tear up. It's that cool. I mean, it's that cool to see people that want to help you be successful and want $0 freaking dollars doing it.
Absolutely.
It's the way it's supposed to be.
Do you like how we changed the subject? So tell me a little bit. Tell me a little bit about your future podcast.
Gosh, we're going to roll it out.
What's the name and how's it?
Okay. All right. Here
this is your chance. This is your 15 minutes of fame.
Yep. Okay. So my buddy Barry Burke and I, he's an ex-PRC calf roper. We're best friends. Been in the business together. I was going to start a reality show years ago on the trailer business. Don't know if anybody would watch it, but it would have been entertaining and been a hell of a lot of fun. So he comes to me, he's like, hey, you know what? You had that idea for a reality show. What about doing a podcast? And I'm like, I said, well, we talked about it. So anyway, we were like, yeah, why not? Us two guys, are you kidding me? Like I said, I don't know if anybody will watch it, but it'll be entertaining. So February, we haven't come up with a firm date, but it's going to be during the San Antonio Livestock Show. We're going to be live, and we're going to have our first podcast. We're going to do one a week to start. And it's going to be called Cowboys, Trailers, and Ranches. And what we're going to do, we're going to take segments of each and talk about industry news, industry things going on, people, what's going on in the ranch, the ranch industry. We're going to run some farm and ranch real estate through it. We'll have people like you come and talk live. And then we'll have people we've known in Barry and I's past that we've done business with, or cowboyed with, or rodeoed with. So we're gonna take each segment and we're gonna focus on nothing but the Western lifestyle and cowboys, trailers, and ranchers.
Not bad.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, thank God you saved us from the reality TV show, and we're just going to get
that could have been
podcast.
That could have been a little ugly, so we decided not to do that.
I think we call that Western, right?
Yes,
little Western.
Yeah, little Western. Yes, it's going to be a little Western. This podcast is going to be a lot Western. So
we're keeping it clean here at EXP.
Oh, we are.
Especially since we're on.
I can't even believe I am, and thank God I am, because I know you'd be like, get out, dude.
Well, it's nice that everybody gets a chance to see our personalities. Traditional residential sales, that is its own niche market. Farm and ranch, and it's a lifestyle. It's
totally different animal.
I mean,
totally different animal.
We got jewelry, we got turquoise, we got hats, we got trailers. We have a lot of personality.
Snake skin.
A lot of personality, and our clients have a lot of personality.
Yeah, they do.
So the fact that
NFR.
I won't.
A lot of personality.
Let's not even talk about the hunting industry. Speaking of, we'll be coming live next time. It's going to be the first Friday in January from Dallas Safari Club, the Super Bowl of the hunting industry. We will be there live. Some amazing special guests. That is.
Are you going to be camoed out?
Actually, no.
Why not? Have you thought about that?
Okay, listen. Okay.
I think it'd be cool.
How do you have a podcast with this man? Okay, listen. It's okay. You see how like people would think the rodeo? Oh, you be cowboyed out.
Yep.
But look at you.
Well, this is just classy.
Okay, it's like it's flair.
Yeah. It's
okay.
Yeah,
so in the hunting industry. In the safari industry, we have our hunting flair.
Yeah.
So
there's some camo.
Yeah. I normally do wild prints and cheetah
Animal prints.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
And it's different.
Camo your face up.
You'll just have to wait and see. Okay. You'll just have to. We might get off
anyway,
this thing early. So look for that live. And like I said, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm very excited. Bringing massive personalities, also niche markets. People say farm and ranch is a niche real estate market. We have niche markets within that, and different styles and different types of clients. So we're here to educate you. Also, for the EXP agents that are listening out there, we will have contracts classes in the world. So we're going to be rotating between the lives and actually getting down to the nitty gritty of how to write those farm and ranch contracts, how to deal with those addendums, those exhibits, also dealing with farm and ranch attorneys, mineral rights attorneys, landmen, things like that. So, stay tuned.
Good information.
Yeah.
Great.
Keep in on it. And I always put my spin on it. For those that don't know, I've been doing farm and ranch since 2015. I came from the hunting and the gun world. I trained for the Olympics in shotgun shooting. And with that, as a young 20-year-old, I was networking. I didn't know it at the time. But everybody I met ended up now finding out, oh, you're selling ranches. Well, all my hunting people, all my gun people, they want land. Absolutely. They want land to shoot. They want land to hunt. They want to get out there. So I ended up with a built-in network of clients and fell in love with this business just because it was a part of my lifestyle. A little shout out. Hey, Lawrence, thank you. Calling in from Allen, Texas. Oh, great to have you here.
I can't see that folks.
That's I got my young eyes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like I said, Stacy, let me tell you, Stacy, that girl, I got to get with you. Stacy teaches an amazing CE, an actual continuing education class on watersheds. And, dealing with the drought that we just went to.
Yeah, right.
I mean, just going through the education about droughts and watersheds.
Absolutely. Good stuff.
And you get your CE credit, which I know a lot of you are coming up on expiration dates. I'm right there with you. So I'm really excited that we have a group of y'all out there watching, and this is going to be streamed live. I'm trying to think, is there anything else we need to cover since we're here? Because I know
there's probably a lot, but just what time have we got? So going back to NFR, if you guys, serious, I'll say it again, it's bucket list stuff, and the people here, the things to do here. It's Vegas. 2 years ago, unfortunately, during the whole scamdemic, whatever you want to call it, they got moved to Fort Worth. Fort Worth did a great job at the last minute. They couldn't hold the capacity. It really wasn't, infrastructure wasn't set up. They pulled it off, and still amazing. But Vegas is really home to it, and I don't ever see it. I don't ever see it leaving again. Not that I don't want it in Texas.
Well, and here's the other thing a lot of people don't understand: the state of Nevada is a big ranch country.
It is.
State.
It is.
And
people
then,
don't realize that.
Yeah, you got Arizona, New Mexico. You have all the surrounding states.
Elko, Nevada, Reno, even just out. It's an amazing state. It really is.
So,
but
you're fine. So, having this event centrally located, I know it's kind of like everyone's like cowboys and Indians. It's like, how is it in Las Vegas? But truly, if you get out of these big cities and these rural communities,
right.
It's really easy for all these people to drive here and haul their trailers. I know driving up, I passed a ton of
horse trailers,
ton of dualies and horse trailers on the way here.
Yep.
But yeah, bucket list. This is my first time here.
See, there you go.
Oh my gosh, I am like loving every minute of it. I am, and I'm networking. Like I said, random guy from Hawaii, ran into him, and he said, "Oh, I want to move to Texas. I'm looking for a ranch in Canyon Lake. It's like maybe an hour from me." Marty Christmas down there. I didn't let you know, but Marty, that's going to be your new referral. So we'll hit you up there too.
Everybody's coming to Texas.
Everybody's coming to Texas.
Coming to Texas.
And you know what? For the market guys, that's not a bad thing at all. I know that we joke. I know we joke about I'll just throw it out there because it ain't a secret. Everybody jokes about the Californians coming, and you know, just people just coming down here. And
we're getting some good ones.
We're getting some great people. I actually relocated a couple from Boston. The only reason they were in Boston is because that is where her husband had to work. Their lifestyle was definitely Texas. And once the pandemic happened, once COVID happened, a lot of things changed for our industry. And let's tap into that because that's really industry news and industry trends. When we all were able to get out of the office and get out of a geographical location and we only needed an internet connection to do our job, people were coming to buy rural communities and rural ranches. The husband or the wife, they're like, hey, all I need is an internet connection and we can live the lifestyle. We don't have to live on top of the communities in which the corporations, you know, or the office was.
Yep.
And so think about that. That opened so many doors. Obviously, kids going to school online. You no longer had to be in this particular county to get this best, you know, school that, you know, the parents are looking for. Yep. They're like, absolutely. You know, we don't have to live in this county. We can live 2 hours away because my kid can do their classes on the internet.
Leading into EXP. You don't have to have brick and mortar office, guys. You do it from home. Right?
Yeah, I always say if I work for my truck, and I always say if you're in the office, you ain't selling.
Yeah.
And I'm in my truck and I'm driving down the road. I am showing ranches. I am meeting people, meeting clients.
Who wants to go to an office? Do you enjoy that setting? Going to an office?
I only like to go to the office when I have to focus on setting up things like this. So like I had to set up the techie and the pod.
This is like
like when I was on my computer and had to like when you ask me
office things.
And it may not be an office.
Not a brick and mortar office.
Maybe my home office. I know what he's saying. Maybe a home office to kind of get the busy work done. But you know, no, it's in the aspect of buying and selling and doing your job. People don't want to meet. They want to go out to the property.
Boom.
You know, they want to go out to the property.
Yes.
And then sometimes I take them to local shops or like there's a local, I live in Fredericksburg. There's a local wine bar. I'll take my clients there and we'll do a whole land interview. What are you looking for? Tell me what your ranch looks like. What counties are you interested in? What are you going to be doing on this ranch? What do you see your kids doing? If you pass this ranch down, where would you like it to see this grow to? It's a piece of your portfolio in your future.
Yep.
You know, what is that? What does, 50 years look like? So we can find the piece of property and develop it to that. And going back to the internet connection, it opened the opportunity from amazing people that love this lifestyle from all over the globe, not just California, to come to the great state of Texas and to enjoy rural communities.
Be out in the middle of nowhere and work, but enjoy life, right? Enjoy life. Have a good quality life. You know,
and that's not just a matter of opinion. If you looked at the NAR, the National Association of Realtors, put out their annual real estate report. And one of the astounding statistics that came out is that prior to the year before, people were looking in a 10-mile radius for property.
Yep.
You keep kicking my table.
I know.
It's okay. It's our first one. We're going to work out all the kinks on this. He's going to be a pro at the next one.
It's all me.
So statistically, and this just came out, you can find it at National Association of Realtors. It's great to look at statistics, crunch your numbers. Numbers don't lie. And also make sure you look like an expert in the field, which you are. If you're an EXP agent, you're an EXP expert. But compared to last year, guess what the radius is now people were starting to look for?
60?
50.
See, that was close.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's like we were looking in San Antonio, and now we're going to Fredericksburg and Kerrville and Johnson City.
Keeps going west.
You know, same thing with Austin, going down to Dripping Springs.
Right.
So, not a farm and ranch agent, guess what? A lot of your residential clients are going to be moving out. So maybe expanding your network. It's a shifting market. We need to pivot. We need to shift. Where is the business going? Like I said before, farm and ranch classes every Friday at 11, except for when I have to wake up in Vegas. And so it was 11 in Vegas, 1 where you are, Texas. Thank you all for making that adjustment. And oh goodness, Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl just joined EXP. I'm going to read this. Sorry, I got to get a little closer. Cheryl just moved her company here.
Boom. See?
She's looking forward to working with the Farm and Ranch Group, and she's in Dripping Springs. Awesome, Cheryl.
Cheryl obviously is an extremely intelligent human being because she's with the XP now.
Absolutely. Cheryl, listen, I'm one of your managing brokers. Please reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you get that set up. You are in a great county, that Hayes County, and then that Blanco County, some of the fastest growing counties in the state for real estate business. Like I said, that's that 50-60 mark, miles out.
Yep.
Reach out to me. I would let you guys know if you guys see a logo, that's a QR code. That's actually my calendar. So if you want to scan that, you want to have a private conversation with me, and maybe have a little one-on-one, be happy to do that. So scan that out there on the QR code. I feel like we have said enough. Is there anything else that you want to add?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we talk about Yellowstone?
We can talk about. Okay.
See, you brought it up earlier, and this, you know what? This would be a great way to go out.
Okay.
Because the world is Yellowstone fans. I mean, right?
It
and
is.
what?
I saw some of them walking around. Like I couldn't.
Oh my God, they're a part of this.
I just wanted to.
Their booth is right there.
Okay, I'm gonna
they're
go.
Walking around, signing autographs. They're at the rodeo. They're in the Bloomer trailer booth. I mean, they're everywhere.
Okay.
I've had a couple of them in here. Actually.
So let's. I love Yellowstone. Yeah, sure. I do too.
It's a Yellowstone world.
You know what's really sad? I don't even have live TV. I had to buy it just to watch Yellowstone.
But you watch it.
So let's tap into that. Things that affect our markets.
That's exactly right.
And I'm talking affected our market in a big way, because in the last season of Yellowstone, you saw that Jimmy was shipped down to the Four Sixes in Texas. So guess what? That was a part of the real estate sale. They bought it for the show.
Yep.
The Four Sixes in Texas.
Taylor Sheridan was the front man.
Yep. And that's why you saw that in there. That was a real ranch in Texas. It's a very iconic ranch in Texas.
Which is hilarious.
Yes.
Because nobody, I shouldn't say nobody, a majority of the people had no idea what the Four Sixes was, unless you were in our industry before Yellowstone. And now
they got a booth here like the King Ranch
the marketing
booth.
on Four Sixes
is
just off the chain.
I mean,
Everybody's wearing Four Sixes ball caps.
Kudos to our industry, because obviously keeping it in the United States and supporting our Western industry. Industry is awesome.
That's what it's done.
And showing people that the meat they buy in the grocery store didn't just fall out of the sky. It's actually raised. It's actually raised by real people.
And
real
being
families.
cowboy is cool.
And being cowboy is cool.
Holy cow, is there a bunch of cowboys here that maybe not have been before, but they went upstairs and they got them a hat steamed, and guess what? You're a cowboy at NFR. Okay,
so let's not get off track, but I do want to touch base about things that can affect our market. And obviously, Hollywood, what's going on TV, our entertainment industry is one of them. So Yellowstone comes to the market, and we see this beautiful legacy family ranch. And then the same thing we see in our industry. People want to develop it. So can you just tap into just like kind of actually the reality of the show and some of the truths that we deal with in our industry?
Yes, absolutely. So the Yellowstone Ranch is fictitious in some way. It's actually a working ranch in Darby, Montana. Darby's this cool little town. It's just south of Missoula, about 60 miles south of Missoula. I've actually had the privilege of being on it, and it's actually called the Chief Joseph Ranch. That they change it. The barns are all the same. The house is there. It's the same. They rent that out. You can not Airbnb it, but you can stay the night there. But what that show has done for our industry has bring all the people, all the cowboy lifestyle to life, and all the Western lifestyle to life from other people that had no idea, like you just said. And what that has translated into the real estate market is now Darby, Montana, Hamilton, Montana, which is right up the road, Missoula, Bozeman, now Butte, because 1923, the new 1883 is filmed in Butte.
I have not gotten into those yet. I've seen that.
Well, it's all a part of the story and all a part of the Yellowstone family. And what it's done to those areas, good and bad, it's escalated land prices, which is good for locals and bad for locals. But in general, what it's done for our industry is just created awareness. And now, instead of people thinking that cowboys were not cool, or guys that you didn't want to be associated with, and you didn't want to be with that lifestyle, everybody thinks now being a cowboy is cool.
Oh yeah,
I mean, serious.
Look at everybody
that's what it's done.
Look who everybody looks like. Rip.
Oh, yeah. It's a rip world for sure.
We won't go into
But
that.
you know what? To go back to Urban. Remember Urban Cowboy?
I'm a little young for that.
Okay, so to me, it did the same. It's done even more than what Urban Cowboy did back in the late 70s, early 80s, because everybody wanted to be a cowboy after watching Urban Cowboy. But this is different in the fact that it's real deal. It's real working cowboys. It's real ranch life. The only thing a little different is the politics, which nobody really wants to deal with.
We're going to keep it clean right now.
Right. So, but in general, what Yellowstone has done is pretty incredible for our industry.
And you know what else it kind of showed? You know, you saw this beautiful ranch in Montana, and then when they introduced the 4.6s, you got to see hard Texas
That's right.
ranch working life. And
right.
you have a little bit of background. So can you just go into like the type of ranch in the 4.6s and how that kind of changed Texas markets and farming?
Absolutely. 4.6s goes back. I mean, it's one of the oldest ranches in Texas, working ranches that has produced some of the best horses and bloodlines off those horses, cattle the same way. I mean, it's one of the most historic ranches in Texas. So now for that to be coming to life, it's just fed into the rest of our ranches and our land and their prices and what people want to do with it.
And I feel like there's a little more level of respect. You know, before it was like almost, you know,
a whole lot of that's well.
You know, I may talk slow, but I ain't stupid.
Well put.
You know, people are seeing, wow, you're passionate about what you do, and I never had. You know, it's kind of like the curtain was open, and people are like, oh, wow, that is a real profession. That is, you know, that makes some of the world go round right there.
That's right.
And
values.
Yes.
You know what I mean? All of that. And now people are seeing that. I mean, what guys have to do every day of their life. And that's Yellowstone doesn't even depict a lot of that. I mean, ranch cowboys, cattlemen, real cowboys that do it every day of their life. Guys, it's not a weekend deal. No. It's 7 days a week getting your butt up at 5 or 6 in the morning, taking care of your livestock till that night. And some guys in the wintertime, like if it's hard, I mean, they do it. That's all they do every 24/7 right during the day. So, I mean, it's a hard life. It's a real rewarding life, but it's a hard life.
Yeah, and growing up in South Florida, I think it's interesting. People were like, you're from Florida, there's no ranches. And I'm like, you have no idea. Yeah. You know, the beach is only like, maybe 300 yards. The soil and just the waterways, and I go back to soil because most grass for cattle, for grazing. Go back, where do you think you get your citrus and your orange juice from? Your sugar. Right. Massive sugar cane. A lot of sugar comes from the state of Florida.
Florida's the largest cattle state.
Most people don't know that either.
We had that conversation.
Yep,
everybody thinks Texas and California. Florida is the largest producing cattle state
there is a lot of people I know. I go to the sale barn, loading up, you know, those baby cows and taking them over here to graze and feed up on the feedlot. So it's just, you know, it's very interesting how our industry crosses boundaries and state lines.
Yes.
And now, you know, globally, so to speak. I'm trying to think. We'll have to get into the new sale of the 4.6s later. So, you know, ranches sometimes, actually, more often than not, take a little bit longer to sell. It's a long investment because you have Cinderella's shoe and you're trying to find Cinderella. You know, every ranch I say is like a fingerprint. It's all on your hand, but there's not another one like it. Not another boundary line, blade of grass, water feature, and then let's not even talk about improvements with barns and homes and lodges and everything else.
You're dealing with bigger numbers, you know. I mean, so anything when you're dealing with the size of land and the size of the price that goes with that, it's not overnight. It takes 6 months to a year, I think, average. That is
the average. Right? That is the average. And
longer.
And also too, it just depends on what the style is. You know, horse ranches versus hunting ranches. You know, right where I am, the hunting ranch community is huge, and so our hunting ranches will sell really quickly because there's a lot of operations. You know, just like if you were selling a horse ranch up in Stephenville or Weatherford, they're going to go a little faster than they are in another part of the state. So definitely excited. Thank you for inviting me in this little adventure that we have going on here.
Thank you.
Very excited for his new podcast and rolling out.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It is gonna be.
It's gonna be fun. I don't know I don't know what else will happen, but I promise you to be entertained.
Yeah, and that's who I definitely will sign up and subscribe to watch. I want to say thank you to everybody for giving us shout outs. I think I just got a shirt order. Somebody get me a Yellowstone shirt.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I can do that because it's right over here. We can go.
Shoot me a workplace chat, and I'm taking orders.
There a rodeo rigs instead.
Yeah,
that's right
yeah. There may be a slight commission on that T-shirt for me to transport it back home. But no, y'all, thank you so much for having us. It has been a ball. We are so excited to be here, and man, can I just tell you, what a great life we have.
It's amazing life, amazing people. But hey, remember, keep it Western.
Absolutely. Here at EXP.